Hey guys, so I'm officially set up at the Leedy Peak Trailhead. My tent's back there, and this is just a beautiful spot. The trailhead here has several pre-set up campsites, so they have fire rings and all that. Pretty flat terrain for setting up a tent, so that's pretty good. It is absolutely beautiful out here. It's not a whole lot of people here. I think there's one or two vehicles, and super quiet out here. We passed a bunch of cows on the way in. Leedy Peak looks beautiful over there just past the trees, and I can't wait to get started tomorrow. I'm gonna get into bed pretty early tonight so I can get up and start hiking first thing in the morning, and we'll see how this trip starts.
So I just got up. It is about 5:30 in the morning. I got a great night's sleep. Got pretty cold last night. My phone says that it is around 40 degrees. I have a little bit of service here at the trailhead, so I'm thinking it's probably around 40 degrees. It got pretty cold last night. So I slipped into my merino wool thermal leggings, and I got my down jacket out, so letting those warm up in the under the sleeping bag and stuff. I stayed pretty warm last night under the sleeping bag, but I can tell as soon as I get out it's going to be pretty chilly, so I anticipate for the first part of the morning hiking in thermals and my jacket, and then at some point during the day shedding that. So we'll see how day one goes.
So I am officially on the Uinta Highline Trail. This is Leedy Peak, and so far so good. I already crossed one little stream, so there's plenty of water out here. It's beautiful, wide open. Quite a bit of mosquitoes, but not too bad. I haven't even brought out the mosquito wipes yet, so not too bad. Matter of fact, here's another stream crossing already. Two stream crossings within, I don't know, a mile or a little more. Coming right from that snow melt. So I've got to say, so far, this trail is marked incredibly well, and the trail is cut super deep. I know generally the first 20-25 miles or whatever it is from McKee Draw, a lot of people complain about the trail, but from Leedy Peak headed west, it's really good. I'm seeing a lot of horseshoe tracks and quite a bit of horse poop on the trail. So if you're gonna hike this trail, just keep your eyes peeled, because the trail's cut pretty narrow, so as you can imagine, horse poop kind of takes up the whole trail sometimes. Also, the squeak in my shadow light pack is back. As I was loading my gear up to head out, I noticed that some of the Teflon tape had worn off when it was binding up in between the frame and the little loops in there. Whenever I did that, I tried to get the strongest Teflon tape I could find, and it still wore off. So listen, it's not bad, it's barely coming back, but it's back. So it sounds like it's coming from the top of the frame, and hopefully, I mean, it sucks it's squeaking this early in the hike, because it's gonna be a long time to be listening to that squeak, and hopefully it doesn't get a lot worse. Hey guys, so I'm hitting the first really big pass. I'm already past Leedy Peak. This is a pretty steep pass, and I just wanted to note that there are two ways to do this, and I chose to take it looks like the less used route, but it's going to save me a lot of incline. It's way more gradual, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. My friend that I met on trail, she's already up. She took the other way. She is, probably can't see, but she's right about there right now. She's about to hit that snow. Yeah, you probably can't see. However, this is my trail. There's cairns on this trail and everything, but there's another trail with cairns that goes across, up and over that hill, across this valley, and then goes straight up. And she decided to take that one. She was contemplating on doing this one or that one, but I just had some knee pain already a little while ago, so I put my knee braces on. Definitely glad I brought those. So with that being said, I wanted to stay on the more gradual route and not go straight up. There's no switchbacks or anything on that route, so we'll see how this goes. So I'm just outside of Dead Man Lake, and I decided to stop and get some lunch. Complete cookie, nothing like a chocolate chip cookie for lunch. And mixed up my drip drop electrolytes. You get some midday electrolytes, and I have a pretty big pass coming up. This is, I think people call it Dead Man Pass because this is Dead Man Lake. So the story goes back in the 1800s or something like that, maybe late 1800s. There was a prospector out here who was discovered floating dead in that lake right there, so they called it Dead Man Lake. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the story I heard. Nonetheless, a super beautiful view and a pretty steep pass coming up, so I'm gonna need all the electrolytes and energy I can get. After I get across this pass, I will be drawing pretty close to Chipeta Lake. First it'll be White Rocks Lake, and then I'll hit Chipeta Lake, and I plan on staying at Chipeta Lake for the night. And honestly, I'm pretty thankful for that because my knees have been taking a toll. I have my braces on. And everything, and they've been helping out a ton. I don't think I would have made it this far already without these braces, so I don't have any knee pain anymore. Now that I have these braces on, it's completely went away. I guess maybe something about the compression is relieving some inflammation or something, but so I look forward to seeing what's on the other side of this mountain because it is absolutely beautiful out here. One thing people consistently forget to mention about this trail is that I've spent the last half of the day walking on terrain like this. You can see the cairn right there. That's where I just came from. It's been like this for the better part of the day, and I know from hiking, you know, high alpine quite a bit that this is pretty common with all the rocks, but the thing is, when you do it for such a long time, long distance, up and down, it really takes a toll on your knees, my toes, my ankles, because you're almost never taking a level step. So, and then the parts of the trail they have actually made trail for, they filled in with these types of rocks, and so even those are kind of loose, and it just kills your ankles and toes. So just beware of that. Just put the rain jacket on. Some pretty nasty clouds up here. Getting some drizzle, so doesn't look like it's too big. The whole sky's not black, so hopefully it passes pretty fast, but I guess I'll get my first taste of the high Uinta's late day rain. It's really coming down now. A little bit of hail, tiny dots of hail, or like frozen rain, whatever you want to call it. Lot of rain, thunder off in the distance, real far away. So I'm gonna wait this out and we'll see. I'm really close to Chipeta Lake. Like to make it there tonight, but worst case scenario, there's a small grove of trees that aren't so old, a lot younger, and I'll set up camp out there if I have to. But for now, I'm going to see if I can wait this thing out. It looks like there's light on either side of the rain clouds, so we'll see. So, thought I was in the clear. The sky's clearing up. It's not raining. The storm is moving that way, which is not the direction I'm headed. It's very obviously moving that way. It had been quite a bit between lightning strikes, and I have to cross that field over there. So I wasn't really excited about that, but the sun was shining, it seemed fine. And I start heading that way, and I'm trying to get over there as quick as I can. Next thing I know is a pretty close lightning strike. I could hear it pretty loud. I don't think it was in my immediate vicinity. It was more, like I said, that way. But it was definitely a lot louder than I would have liked it to be. So I ran back over here. Now I'm in this group of trees again, and this group of trees isn't even it's a little more sparse than I would like it, but I don't really have another option right now. So it's been probably 4 or 5 minutes since that last lightning strike. So the sky's opening up. I'm probably gonna head over there soon. I need to make it to Chipeta Lake as soon as possible. I've still got a few miles, so I don't really want to set my tent up anywheres over here. There's a lot of deadfall and blowdowns and stuff like that. So, and obviously I don't want to set it up on one of these meadows. So we'll see. Slow going. I want to mention here, now that I'm kind of in the sunshine and everything's that way, and I'm going this way. That storm rolled in pretty quick. I got 1 raindrop, 2 raindrops, so I stopped, put my rain jacket on, and then next thing you know, it was on top of me. It's only 4 o'clock, so it's been a long day. I haven't made nearly as much progress as I wanted to, as fast as I wanted to. And these boulders, and of course you have the elevation, and also the biggest slowdown is just all the blowdowns. When you get to one of these tree areas like this, pretty much you're trying to find ways to get back to the trail, go around blowdowns, jump across. You know, it's not, definitely slow miles. So I believe after Chipeta Lake that'll get a lot easier because it kind of opens up from what I understand, but we shall see. Hopefully it's not like this the whole time. I think once you get up to that elevation, you're pretty much in between all the peaks and it's pretty flat. Obviously there's passes and things, but you can make some good time. So there's a couple things going on. I'm about to get to Chipeta Lake, and my knees are absolutely killing me. These last few miles I've pretty much been limping the whole way. I've had these compression sleeves on all day. Ever since I did Mount Olympus, my knees just have not been right since. I don't know if I have a medical issue or if I just ruined them. I mean, I know tons of people that have hiked and backpacked many more miles and crazier things than I have, so it really shouldn't be this serious of an issue. So what I'm going to do is set up at Chipeta Lake and take some ibuprofen, try to elevate my legs, maybe soak them in the water, the cold water, see what I can do. If I wake up tomorrow like I did after Mount Olympus and I can't walk, I'm going to have to call somebody to pick me up.
Well, guys, it's 6:30 a.m. on Sunday the 17th of July, and I've got some bad news. My wife's on her way to pick me up right now because I can't even walk. I woke up this morning with the same knee pain I was having yesterday. I'm not really sure what's going on with my knees, but it's pretty upsetting considering I've had this whole trip planned for the past 6 months, and I've got everything dialed in, like my gear and the plan. Everything is perfect outside of my knees, so everything was going really well. It's beautiful out here. It's just my knees that have failed me. I'm not sure what's going on with my knees. I think I mentioned on the channel before that like a month ago or so, when I did Mount Olympus, I had some really bad knee issues, and that was the first time I've ever had knee issues like that. Haven't even really done any hiking for the past month so I could let my knees heal, but I've been, for the past month, been having some popping noises in my left kneecap every time I stretch it out, which I've never had that before. And occasionally I'll get a little like feeling of maybe fluid in my knee or tickling sensation in my knee. It's kind of weird. I've never had that before. But my knees have felt pretty good for the past little while. I thought, you know, they were getting back closer to normal. I haven't really had any knee pain. After all the boulders on the trail and the tons of blowdowns, navigating around those on rough terrain, my knees just couldn't take it. So unfortunately, this is the end of my Uinta Highline Trail trip. I didn't really shoot any video of my tent setup last night because I was just in so much pain. I didn't even cook dinner last night, and I barely hobbled to this little spot next to Chipeta Lake. Pretty much went to bed really early because I was just in so much pain. So here after a little while, once the sun comes up, I'm gonna get out of the tent and get packed up the best I can. Everything is super wet right now because I'm near the lake. I didn't really get the best campsite, but there's condensation all inside my tent. The outside of the tent's wet. It's sagging, so that'll be fun. With my knee situation, I just can't really do anything very well. So my biggest concern is that from this point on, I'm always going to have issues with my knees. I'm definitely going to have to go to a doctor at some point and have my knees looked at, maybe get an MRI or something. I'm not really sure. X-ray, whatever they need to do, because something's not right with my knees. So, and that's pretty upsetting because backpacking is my escape and something I use almost like therapy. So it's pretty important to me. I've got a lot of stuff I want to do. I want to finish this trail. I've got a bunch of other trails I want to hike, a lot of stuff I want to see, mountains in the town that I live in, a lot of peaks around Utah I still want to get to the top of. Hopefully this doesn't turn into a bigger issue. That's really my biggest concern. I would say yesterday, about midway through the day, I was walking over some boulders, some little boulders, and I got a stabbing pain in one of my knees that almost sent me to the ground. Almost, it made me kind of yell, and so I put on my knee braces, and those helped out so much. But considering the rest of the day, pretty much that second half of the day was all boulders and blowdowns, the braces could only do so much. So thankfully I had those because they got me as far as I did. But I think yesterday was pretty close to a 15-mile day. But the last 3 or 4 miles of the day, I was pretty much at a snail's pace the whole time. Really wish I could finish the trail, but it's physically impossible for me to continue. So like I said, all of my gear was great. I don't regret bringing anything or think that if I brought anything else it would have helped me get any further. It's just physically I cannot do it. So that's the most upsetting part, is to know that my body has just limited me from continuing. As soon as I get an answer figured out about my knees, and hopefully I get something figured out, I definitely plan on coming back out and finishing this trail. So we'll see. I got a pretty shitty night's sleep last night because I had to stay on my back all night, and I usually am a side sleeper. I'll go from side to back a little bit to the other side. I kind of move around a lot at night, but if I stay on my back all night, it gives me a little bit of back pain. So that's kind of where I'm at, because when I would roll over on my side, there was just this brutal knee pain, to where even when I tried to roll back over on my back, I was kind of wincing, and it just felt like knives in my knees. So it was super, super painful. I've celebrated a lot of victories on this channel and shown a lot of the really cool things I've done, and it would be wrong of me not to show the times where things didn't go right. Sometimes things just don't go as planned, and there's really nothing we can do about that.